It is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker today, Mr. Zack Simonsen. Zack is a Snow College alum, so he has been where you are. He's sat in your seats, and we're really grateful to him for coming back today and speaking to you. I met Zack through an organization called EO, Entrepreneurs Organization. I don't know if you're going to say anything about that, but there are organizations out there that can help you as entrepreneurs network with other people, find resources. EO is a professional version of that. They reached out to me to promote a competition, and I said, hey, is there anybody in your network that would be willing to come speak to our students? And they reached out to their network. Zack said, yeah, I'd love to. I'm an alum. I'd love to come back to Snow, and so that's partly why he's here today. So Zack Simonsen is a seasoned entrepreneur, Snow College alum, that made a bold decision to start his company, Precision Auto Glass, during the very start of the 2008 recession. Not only did Precision Auto Glass survive the recession, they thrived. Now Zack runs his company with 27 employees, 4 locations, including a dedicated RV glass shop, and 6 mobile vans servicing the Wasatch Front. Zack also has commercial and multifamily real estate investments, and his latest venture is called Glasswise, a business consulting company where he guides entrepreneurs through the road to success. So please welcome Zack Simonsen.
That was great. Thank you, Professor Tanner. Haven't said that in a long time. Cool. Yeah, my name is Zack. Just before we get started, by the raise of hands, how many of you guys know somebody in maybe your dad, your mom, close family member, or friend that owns a business? Okay, that's a good amount of you. That's good. That's probably why you guys are here in this class, I'd imagine, right? You're seeing the lifestyle of the entrepreneur. You're probably seeing, financial benefits of that, and those are both really good reasons to get into entrepreneurship. And I just want to congratulate all of you guys for already being in this course, in this class. When I went to Snow College, there was nothing even like this on the radar. In fact, this town, I went here in 2003, and this town's about 3 times the size. You got way more buildings. This school's done a lot of impressive things, and I'm proud that I went here, and I'm excited for you guys and your journey. So let's see here. Okay, a little bit about me. That was a great introduction, Russell. I'm married. I've got 3 children. I live up in Davis County. That's primarily where my business is stationed. We're Davis and Weber County. We do Salt Lake County and stuff like that. When I started my business, like he said, the economy, you guys were all probably way too young to remember, but the economy was really bad. Everybody knew someone that was out of work, okay? Everybody knew someone that business was going out, they were getting laid off, and I was just young and dumb enough to start a business in this time. Like I look back and I think, what was I thinking? Seriously. But I'm glad that I did it, and we went through some hard times, but I learned some really good lessons. And looking back, there's a lot of things I would do differently if I was in your shoes today, right? And the times has changed quite a bit. The internet back then was nowhere near what the internet is today, okay? There wasn't the resources to help you in business, in anything in life, really. It was a fraction of what it is today, which is great for you guys. So I started in 2008. I had a friend. I met a friend through another friend who did auto glass. That was his career. He was just a technician for a company, and he knew how to do it. I knew nothing about auto glass. I did know I wanted to start a business. Before that, I had a really good job. I was a sales manager for a company all over the country, made a ton of money doing it, had lots of fun. But I realized after about 4 years that I didn't want to be in the corporate world anymore. There's 2 directions you guys can go in life, starting kind of where you're at now when you graduate college here. You can go the direction and get a job and go corporate, and that's enticing because you can make money quicker that way, right? You can get out of school, job, you can move up in that job, and you can make money. And you're going to have friends. If you choose the other route of entrepreneurship, that route takes longer. But that route, you're building something. You got to have a good foundation, and you're building something. And in that beginning, you're going to have friends and family or whoever that go the corporate route, and they're going to have nice things. They're going to buy a house before you, most likely. They're going to buy a car before you. And you're going to feel jealous, right? It's like, man, that'd be nice to have a nice house or a this or a that. But if you stick with the entrepreneur route, give it 5-10 years, and those roles will reverse. Where now your friend that had the good job, the good, all the nice things is now wishing he was in your path. Okay? So you gotta think further ahead in entrepreneurship. Everything you're doing is for down the road, right? Every decision you make for down the road. So we started a business, and things weren't that great for a few years. And there was no one I could really turn to. Anyone I knew that had owned businesses, they weren't doing very good. They were either going out of business or they were struggling to stay in business. So I didn't have a lot of help. So I naturally turned to people in my circle, my dad, my friends. Most of those people were not entrepreneurs, okay? One story, we get a shop. We were going to just be we were a mobile company in the beginning, meaning we just had vans. We'd go out to people's houses, we'd change their windshields, and we decided we wanted to get a shop. So we found this shop, and I went to my dad and I said, Dad, I found this shop, this is what we want to do. Ran through the numbers, we think it makes sense, what do you think? And my dad was not an entrepreneur, so he said, and he's an accountant, which made it even worse because he's, penny pincher. And he says, oh, that's risky. I don't know. I don't think you should do that. Like, that's a lot of money each month you're going to have to pay, and this and this and that. Anyway, he talked me out of doing the shop. And a couple years went by, and then we finally decided, okay, now's the time to do a shop. We get a shop, and that's really when our company took off, right? So looking back, my dad giving me advice, he's given me a lot of good life advice, right? Friends and family, it's super important to kind of filter out what advice you take from those people. Entrepreneurs think differently, okay? If you want what society has, if you want what 98% of the world has, do what they tell you to do, right? And my dad has a good job, he makes good money, but that wasn't the life I wanted for me and my family. Couple things I wish I had known before I started my business. Number one is accountability. If you're going to own your own business, the buck stops at you, right? Even if you have employees. If you're the entrepreneur that is always blaming someone else, oh, my employee did this or this happened to me. And this is a good life lesson for everybody, right? Whether you're in entrepreneurship or not, victimhood is not a happy place to be. Everyone here knows someone that's a victim, right? Always complaining, nothing's their fault, everything bad happens to them. Why do you think that is? It's because they're attracting that to themselves. When you put that negative out in the world will bring you negative things, okay? So you need to make sure your mindset's correct, always stay positive, and at the end of the day, you're accountable for everything that happens in your life, right? And that doesn't mean that everything that happens isn't an outer source coming to you, but what that means is in every situation, you need to take accountability of that and find ways that you can fix things, you can change it. Let me give you a story. I got an employee, pulls his truck we pull a customer's truck into our shop to do a window on it. Brand new truck, 2021 at the time. It was literally like a 2-month-old $80,000 truck. This thing was nice, expensive. One of the other employees opened up the garage behind him, but they stopped it. They didn't let it open all the way. My employee working on the car gets finished, looks out, sees daylight, backs the truck out. Well, the garage was about 2 inches too low, hits the top of the truck, and comes to me. My first thought is, what are you thinking? My first thought is wanting to blame him, right? And I just said, give me a minute, went in my office, cooled down before I did anything. And I said, how was I at fault for this? As the owner, how is this my fault? And I thought for a minute, and I realized this isn't the first time this has happened. This has happened multiple times at our business over the years, and I did nothing to stop it after the first one, right? That's my fault. Walked out there, I went and apologized to my employee, said, this one's on me, man. This one's on me. I got the garage door opener, goes up, down, and can stop rip that out, put one in that goes all the way up or all the way down. No stopping it. We haven't had the problem since. That was about 6 years ago. So this is what I'm talking about as an entrepreneur, and this is just in life. Whether you guys want to go an entrepreneur or not, take accountability, take ownership, and you will be more successful and way more happy than the rest of the world. In our world today, people lack accountability. It's almost being programmed into society right now. And if you watch on TV, news, media, they're programming you to not be accountable. They want you to be victims.
What did you do with the owner of the truck? How did you deal with that?
So the owner of the truck, I went to him, told him what happened. We have a policy: when you mess up, you fess up, right? There was no hiding this thing. And basically just said, we messed up, we're gonna fix this. We have a body shop guy. If you want to go here, if you want to take him to yours, that mistake ended up costing us about $2,500. So that one hurt, you know. But like I said, my employee, technically I could blame him, right? It was technically his fault, but really it was mine. I'm the one that paid the $2,500, not my employee. It was my fault that I didn't fix that. So those are things, accountability, customer service. In today's world, how many of you have had bad customer service experiences? It's everywhere nowadays, especially at big corporate companies. As a small business, how do I compete with Safelite, the big auto glass company that has Super Bowl commercials? Well, I do it with customer service. You call Safelite, they don't even know your name. You're just a number. They don't even care about you. You have an issue? Sorry. That's it. They don't even care. They don't fix anything. So anytime I do have an issue like the one I just explained, that's a good opportunity for me to make things right, make a customer for life. And now that customer is a salesperson in the world for me, right? He's out there telling everyone he knows, yeah, they messed it up, but man, the owner was great. They fixed it. And these guys you can trust. Everybody makes mistakes in business. It's how you react to them. It's how you fix your mistakes that really matters. Customer service is huge. And I get people ask, what's your secret? How are you successful? And I tell them, customer service. I backwards for customers, plain and simple. Sorry, I keep cutting out back there. This one's huge. And when I was your guys' age, everybody's worried about what do people think of me, right? You wake up in the morning, you go to bed, and you go, what are people going to say about me? What are people going to think about me? What other people say about you is none of your business. And let me tell you guys, nobody's saying much about you anyway. They're and what people are saying. So super important the minute you guys stop caring what other people think is the minute you'll be free in life, right? And the minute you stop caring what other people think, that's when other people are going to take notice and be like, man, Jake over here is kicking butt. You know what I mean? Develop an attitude, and that's something that takes time, right? It's easy for me to tell you to not worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what your parents think. Be your true self. Be your authentic self. If you do that, you will be happy and you'll be more successful in life. And all the people you wanted to impress will be impressed. I promise you. But until you stop caring, that goes away. Another big one, and I'll touch on the EO. I'm glad you brought that up. I wasn't going to bring that up, but I think that's great. There's a saying in networking world, and that's givers gain. What that means is give to people, help people, always be willing to give, and the people that are givers will gain more back. It's a law of the universe, okay? Especially at your guys' age, you're going to want to surround yourself with smart people that have more experience than you, and the way you get in the doors with those people, the way you rub shoulders with those people is by helping them, right? If you find someone that you're like, I want what that guy has. I want to emulate what that guy has. What's the definition of emulate? To meet or surpass. So don't take advice from someone that you don't want what they have, right? And they may have nice things, but if you don't want what they have, don't take their advice. So the way you get in with the people like me or other people that you want, you look at them and say, this guy knows what's up. This is what I want in life. Go up to him and ask him, just say, hey, can I come help you and just spend some time with you? Is there anything you need help with? You do that to a guy, it changes quick. Yeah, come help me. We'll chat business while you help me chop wood or while you help me do this or whatever. I said chop wood because I'm heading to my cabin after this to go chop wood, so it was on my mind. But Get back to the story of my dad. So took advice from my dad, ended up being bad advice. My dad gives great life advice, right? 95% of the stuff my dad tells me has always been good advice. Not on that occasion. About a year ago, my little brother came to me and was complaining about home prices and how expensive homes are. And he said, yeah, I almost bought a home 3-4 years ago. And I said, why didn't you buy a home? It was a great time. Prices were low, interest rates were low. Why didn't you buy a home? And he said, well, I found a home, I had a down payment, and I got approved through the bank, but I talked to Dad, and Dad said, I think the home prices are gonna go lower. You should wait. Wait. And I'd been in his shoes with the dad advice, so I asked him, I said, do you want what Dad has in life? Like, he's great life for many people. Most people would be happy with his life. My little brother doesn't. He said, no, I want more than that. I said, why are you taking financial life advice like that from my dad? It would make no sense. So I said that to him, it kind of hit him, and he just realized real quick. So one place I get really good advice is Entrepreneurs Organization. Entrepreneurs Organization, or EO, is a global organization around the planet. And they have chapters, so you has its own chapter. Within your chapter, you have what's called a forum. Forum is a group of anywhere from 7 to 10 people. And you meet with your forum once a month, and we talk about business stuff. So everyone in the room has to be an entrepreneur. Everyone in the room's businesses have to do over $1 million revenue. And there's other groups and stuff that you don't have to do quite that, but this one's nice because I'm in the room with very smart, successful people. And we talk about business stuff. It's a place where we share everything: personal, business, finances, taxes. We throw our tax returns on the table and we comb through them. And it's great. I had a buddy that said, I would never do that. That's embarrassing. Why would you ever? I have an accountant for that. I said, okay, what does your accountant have in life? Oh, he's just a regular old accountant. Okay. I've got a guy that has a $25 million company looking through my taxes, and another guy that owns a car dealership and one that he just sold for $20 million. I've got all these people with so much smarts and brains, and they're combing through my taxes, giving me ideas, advice, life experiences. It's really cool. So I can't hammer it enough. Who you spend your time with and who you take advice from is literally, at your guys' age, one of the most important things you can do. And that goes outside of entrepreneurship, but it's especially important in entrepreneurship because entrepreneurs think differently. You have to, right? People don't understand us. That's why we need to be with our like-minded people. Let's see, what else here, guys? In the early days of starting a business, we didn't make any money, and it got hard. I wanted to quit, and I had a realization that I need to find a higher purpose than money, right? I got into it because I want to make money. I want to make more money, and this and this and that. Once I was in it and not making enough money or as much as I wanted, then I had to kind of find a new purpose. So I thought for a few days, what do I really want? What do I like about what I'm doing? And the number one thing, most important thing that you should want if you start your own business is freedom. Freedom's more important than money, right? Money translates into freedom. Once you have enough money, then you do whatever you want. Everybody knows someone here that doesn't work 9 to 5, has a nice boat, has a nice whatever, and they have time to use it. That's the freedom I'm talking about. If you guys want a free life, you don't want a boss telling you what to do every day, this is the best time in your life you could be at to start a business. I'm super impressed you guys are in this class, and I'm excited for every one of you because you're so far ahead of where I was at your age. When I went to Snow College, they didn't have anything like this, and it was all I could do to keep good grades. As soon as the snow started flying, snowboarding, skiing, and then I'm going to my professor and saying, how do I get my grade up? You know? But yeah, seriously. That rang a bell when he said that. I was like, oh, I need to go meet him, get my grade up. There's something I heard. So 2% of the people on the planet have 90% of the money. Only 2%. Why do you think that is? Exactly. What's your name? Rebecca. Nice. Good to meet you. She's exactly right. They're not smarter than everybody. They know more than us, but they're not like some superhuman thing, right? They're just like us. They just accumulated wealth. They got the money working for them, investments. They sold companies. They invested in companies, you know? So 2% of the people have 90% of the money. That means the other 98% of the population is sharing 10% of the money. That's not a big pie to be slicing out of. You shared a pie with that many people, it's little tiny, you don't even taste it. So we want to make sure you're rubbing shoulders with people that are in that 2%, right? And there's a lot of people out there, especially in Utah. Utah has a lot of money here, probably more than you guys would imagine. There's a lot of investment money in Utah. So sure you take advice. That one thing I like to do, everybody kind of in your mind, who's someone that you go to for life advice? Like for me, it was my dad. My mom, not so much, but my dad. My mom made good food. If I needed cooking advice, I'd go to her. Maybe pick 2 or 3 people now in your life that you get advice from. Who do you call during the day and be like, oh, I'm having problems with this and this and this? Those people, I want you to write them on a piece of paper and write down what advice they're actually good at, right? Because they obviously are good at something or else you wouldn't have taken advice from that people. Write down what attributes from their life you want to emulate. And then when that person gives you advice, in your mind, you need to be thinking, okay, is this in the list of things I want to learn from this person, or is this in the list of things that I don't want to learn? It's human nature to give advice. Everybody loves to give advice. Does anyone know why we like to do that as a human being? Give advice? Yeah, your ego. It gives you a little endorphin rush. Because in your mind and your heart, you think, I'm helping. I'm helping. I'm helping. Are you helping, though? Maybe if it's something that person can use and you're an expert in it. Most of the time, you're not. Clouds your brain, makes decisions harder a lot of times. So that's something I like to do. Write down, and then also write down if you know anyone that maybe you don't have a great relationship, but you're like, your uncle that owns this business or this person, write that person's name down. And every time you see him or talk to him, pick his brain. Ask him if you can come mirror him one day at work. Like, hey, do you have something I can come help you with? We can talk business or we can talk this. A lot of people are willing to help you, especially if you're willing to help them back. Looking back when I went to college, right? The reason people go to college, most people, is to get their degree. Is anyone here for something besides a degree? Nobody? What are you here for besides a degree? An essential exchange? Cultural. Oh, cultural? Okay, that's good. Are you not from here? Where are you from? Russia. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure you're getting a culture shock here. Crazy. Well, I'm glad you're here. That's cool. So I think the most important thing anyone in college can learn from is networking. It's the number one thing. Whether you're going to be an entrepreneur or whether you're going to get a job, right? There's so many people here, and there's going to be a percentage of people here that move on to successful, great lives. There's going to be a percentage of people that don't. Network, spend your time, join clubs, go to things, go to the football games, meet people, and gravitate to those people that you think are going to go further in life, and stay in contact with them. When I learned to network, or when I was learning in business, I didn't grasp that point of staying in contact, right? I would meet cool people that would benefit me. I'd get their phone number, and then I wouldn't do anything about it. And then 4 years go by, and now I'm like, they don't even remember me if I reach out now. Simple text message. Anytime I meet someone within a day or two, I'm writing them a text saying, hey, that was awesome meeting you. Thanks for helping me with this. Let's do something again. And then in a few months, I reach out again. How's things going? How's the wife? How's your kids? How's your business? All those things. So networking, but stay in contact with people you meet here. That's the number one thing I believe you can get out of here, even more importantly than the degree, I believe. I know degrees are important. But everybody graduating is going to have that degree. What's going to set you apart from everybody else here? Your network, right? Everyone's heard the term, it's not what you know, it's who you know. There's not a more true term in the whole planet than that. Everything from government, business, religion, it's all about who you know. Keep that in your mind. It's seriously important. In a business, what do you guys think the most important parts of a business are? Anybody have an idea? Like, what's important? Is it the accounting department? Is it the operations side? What do you think? Your employees? What if you don't have employees? What if it's just you or you and a partner? Okay, that's good. Yeah, how do you get a customer base?
Well, first you have to get someone to come in, at least take a look at your product bit, and buy your product. Then you have to basically have good customer service to make them want to come back and spread the word to their friends.
Yeah.
Hey, this place is really good for whatever you're selling.
Love it. You're getting close. You said something just a second ago. You got to come in to look at your product. How do you do that? What's it called in business when you try to attract people to your business? Marketing. Heard you over there too. Marketing. Now you've attracted that customer into your business. What's next? You're getting close. You missed the one thing I'm trying to get you to say you've missed yet, but you've said everything else around it. You've got the customer and you've got the product. Now what?
Get them to come together.
Get them. So what is get them? Sells, right? You said it. You just didn't say the word sells. Get them. You need to get this customer to fall in love with this product and get that exchange of money. And then customer service comes in after, right? Make sure they're happy, following up, getting them to refer their friends and family to you. So marketing and sales, which one do you guys think is more important, marketing or sales? They do go hand in hand. And actually, this is a trick question, but if anyone has a guess, marketing or sales? Which one? Not product. Because you can be the best dentist, you can be the best auto glass guy, you can be the best professor, but if you don't have people to buy your product, what are you? You're a dentist with nobody with cavities, right? You got to have cavities come or else. So it's sales or marketing, and it's a trick question because what do you think? Sales. Sales is different than marketing. I mean, marketing uses sales techniques, right? But it's different. It's a trick question, so it depends on where you're at in business. Okay, as a brand new business person, like if you started a business today, sales would be your most important thing. Because you don't have money to market. Marketing costs money. So if you don't have money and you're starting a business, I didn't have a ton of money when I started my business. It's not like I went and got a $100,000 loan. I started with a couple thousand that I saved. Got a loan on an old beater van that we drove around. That's how we started. Then I didn't have money to market, so what did we do? I sold. I walked into businesses that had fleet vehicles and said, hey, we want to do your windshields, and develop relationships. Relationship sales is my favorite type of sales. When you make relationships with people, what do you do with someone that is friends with you? You want to help them, right? So if I come in and try to get you to use my business and you like me and we have a friendship, you're going to use me because you like me and you want to help me. So relationship is huge. Building rapport. I'm sure they have multiple classes here on sales. I hope so. Sales is one of the most lucrative positions you could be in, by the way. If you guys are looking to get into a corporate world, even if it's not directly in sales, get good at sales. That's how you get raises. That's how you move up in companies. If you're in sales, I bought a vehicle from the Toyota dealership the other day, and the sales guy told me, who do you think makes the most amount of money of people that come in here? And I thought for a second, and originally I was like, entrepreneurs, and he said, yeah, that's one of them. And he goes, you'd think it would be lawyers, doctors, people like that, right? He says entrepreneurs and salespeople. Runs credit and sees what they make. Those are the two highest paid. It's something to think about. You know what I mean? As you guys are starting a career, these are things you want to think about. Quality of life, how much money you can make, and will you enjoy your job? A lot of people don't like working. I love it because it's not work. For me, building something. It's fun. Let's see. 10 minutes? Perfect. Does anybody have any questions? We've got some more stuff here, but if anyone has some questions, I know. What do you got, buddy?
Do you have any more tips for networking? Like other way you talked about the texting, following up thing. Do you have any other tips like that?
Yeah. So we're moving into this is something that's new. You're starting to see pop up a lot. You're starting to see like coaching groups, mindset groups on Instagram. You're seeing those. Have you seen those around? Those are all kind of new in the last 3, 4, 5 years. Those are great ways to network, especially if it's something entrepreneurial minded. I just spoke on one of those a couple weeks ago. Does anyone know The Muscle, Keaton Hoskins? So he has a group called Limitless Society. I'm really good friends with his little brother, Chase. Anyway, they invited me to come on and speak on their thing. And so I got to spend some time in their group. And that's a great area to network. You want to be around other people, that are trying to do what you do, I would just say try to network with people in the areas that you're interested in. Business. If you're interested in like a sports business, then go to sporting things. If you're interested in a hunting business, be around hunters. Golf, whatever it is, you want people. And then just be yourself. Be a good guy. Be honest. One thing, the quickest way to ruin a network and a relationship is being honest. Right? Don't do that. Money's not that hard to make. You don't need to lie and deceive people for it. Money's easy. It comes and it goes. I don't even have money. I get it. It goes. All I'm doing is this all the time. Try to pull some out here and there, buy something. You got to have that mindset with money. You don't want to be someone that's nervous and hoards money. It's good to be smart with money, but don't be the person that's calculating down to the penny to get their buddies to Venmo them the $1.36 for the soda. You buy your buddy the soda, he buys you one the next time. But
What sort of value can someone like me provide to someone like you so we can exchange information?
you're physically fit. So for me, helping depends on the business. Like for me, if you wanted to help me, like today, I'm going up to chop wood. You can come into my cabin, we can chat while we work. If it's someone that has an office, hey, can I just come in and help you organize your desk? Or I don't know, whatever they're kind of in, and just ask them. Sometimes you don't even need to offer what you can do. Say, hey, I'd love to spend time with you. Is there like something I can help you out with so I can rub shoulders with you and talk? I think it'd be the best thing. I mean, unless it's in some field that you know what they do, and you're like, hey, I bet he could use this. That's what I would do. Anybody else? Rebecca? You've been on fire today.
Oh my, I might need to go jump in some water then.
Has anyone in here started a business already? Does anyone have an LLC, or even if it wasn't a legitimate business, like not licensed, has anyone made money on the side? Anything like that? What have you done?
I run a photo business right now, so I do engagement photos and proposals.
Nice. Yeah. That's a good way to start business too, is you don't have to jump all in, especially when you're young. Most people fail in business multiple times. In fact, that's a good point. You have to learn to deal with, and it's not even failure. If you quit. I fail every single day on something. Right? Something doesn't work every single day. I don't beat myself up over it. I look at it and say, why didn't this work? I adjust, I pivot, make different plans, and I go a different direction. That's just a speed bump now, right? That's not a failure. It's a learning thing. Not only did I go to Snow College, I also went to the School of Hard Knocks. I was the smartest one in that school, valedictorian. And it's expensive, that school. You don't want to go there unless you get scholarship or something. It's a hard one. I think we're winding down, but I actually do business coaching. He kind of mentioned. And mainly because I've made all these mistakes over 15 years. I know what not to do. I know what to do in a lot of, I don't know everything. Always learning. Always be learning too, by the way. There's a saying, green fruit grows, ripe fruit rots. You ever been somewhere where you're around someone and they know everything and they don't want to learn anything else? They might be smarter than everyone now, but if they're not learning more, the green fruit is growing, getting better and getting bigger and getting bigger. They will pass up the ripe fruit every time. Stay green. I know old 65, 70-year-old guys that are every single day learning, studying, learning new things. Be that way. You guys are already in the learning mode. Don't get out of learning mode. Just stay in it. And you can learn anything you want today on the internet or from school or from whatever. So
Zach, you mentioned finding a higher purpose besides money, just kind of freedom for you.
yeah.
What do you want to do with your freedom? What drives you? I guess what I'm asking is, sometimes people can think, ooh, I'm free from everybody and responsibility, but you don't strike me as that kind of person. So what does freedom mean to you, and what do you do with it?
It's a great question. That was a good one. Now I know why you're the professor. So let me just tell you like how my day looks. Freedom, that's a great point. Freedom to me doesn't mean I don't ever go to work. I don't care. But my day, I start my day, wake up, meditate, take my kid to school, go to the gym. I call it business owner hour or mommy hour because you get the moms that drop all the kids off going to the gym at about 8:39. And then the only other ones there are business owners because everyone else is at their job. From 9 to 10:30, I work out, come home, hang out with my kids for 30, 45 minutes, my young kids, go into work. I don't get to work till like 11 or 12 every day. So I spend a lot of my time doing things for me and my family. Get to work at 12, work till 5, 6 maybe, go home. Some days I don't go to work. Today, woke up, drove down here doing this, gonna go to my cabin, gonna stay the night, work there all day tomorrow, and then come home. So freedom to me is being able to do those things. And I don't have to ask anybody. My general manager doesn't even know I'm gone. I don't even tell her. But she doesn't need me. I've got my company running without me. I check in, I keep an eye on stuff, have meetings. But I don't want to work in the company. That's an entrepreneur. And that's just a glorified job at that point. But you have to do that for a while. I did that for many years. When you're starting your business, you're working in the business. When you build your business up, you work on getting out of the business, but having it run, making money, then it allows you to start a new business and do other investments. So yeah, that's freedom for me. And it's nothing better. Money's nice, freedom's unbelievable. That's the number one reason you guys should all be doing stuff. And this is the thing, real quick, I know we're running out of time. Last story. I bet you half of you are like, I want to start a business. What am I going to do? Right? That's the hard thing. What should I do? And everyone thinks they need a great ideas are nice. Oftentimes, great ideas are harder to implement because it's something new, right? And you need money to do it. And you need connections. A great way to start business is do something, do a trade, do this or do that. Does anyone know who Black Rifle Coffee Company is? They're here in Utah. They started that company. Coffee's been sold on the planet for thousands of years. It's wild, right? You can get coffee for free. You can get coffee at your house, the gas station. Every single restaurant sells coffee. It's everywhere. Why would you go into business selling coffee? That seems dumb, right? Well, Black Rifle Coffee isn't selling coffee. They are, but you're not buying coffee because it's coffee from them. You're buying it because of their marketing, their lifestyle. They're an pro-American patriotic company that supports the troops. People that are pro-American, support the troops, want to support Black Rifle Coffee. And they're killing it. These guys are making so much money, and it's because they have great marketing content. So you can take any idea. And if you're smart at marketing, that's one thing I would definitely be working on if I was you guys. Take marketing classes and sales. Those are your two most important things you can learn, I think. If you're creative, especially marketing, you can start a whole business being a marketer, you know? So anyway, I think we're done actually. So I appreciate you guys. That was fun. If any of you guys have questions, I don't know if they get them my email or I can give it to you guys if you hang after and shoot them to me. I'd love to help. And it was awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you.